Hey there, everybody. Happy Monday morning. It's time for some streaming. That's what we're doing. We're streaming. A little wound up this morning. Had a nice, restful weekend, and we're ready to do some arts. Now, it dawned on me last night, like, oh, shit, tomorrow's Monday morning. I had to think of something to draw. Yeah, I've got a list of topics, but, some of them are they're like when I'm desperate, I'll get around to drawing them. Or some of them are kind of D&D related and less just about the troll's personal life and such. So they'll eventually happen. But I was thinking last night, boy, I got to think of something to do, and I think I chose a good one. So we'll see how it goes. It's as you can see by the layout of the template, it's just a quick 2-panel one today. And the first panel is actually going to be a lot of copy. I guess maybe I've been getting happy with the copy lately, but I think it'll be a payoff. And then I can envision I had like maybe 3 or 4 different ideas, and like, all right, well, which one should I do tomorrow? And so this one is going to lay the groundwork for another strip down the line. Like there's going to be a callback to this strip coming up. So I thought, all right, let's do this one. And then Wednesday we'll do a different one, and then a few down will have the callback. You gotta, part of comedy is timing, right? All right. So having said that, let's just get right into this. So we're gonna hop to the blue line layer like we always do. Lock everything else. I've got it saved as tomorrow's date. Get over here to the blob brush. Make sure that bad boy is at 3. It's not. It's at 7. Yeah, this morning when I was get everything, I always like to get it all started up, get OBS and Illustrator going, and make sure there's no delays. Or usually when I open OBS the first time, none of the cameras will work, or it'll have because I've got 2 cameras right now looking at me. Only one of them's going into the feed, and like sometimes it'll be one of the cameras is working, sometimes it'll be the other one. No rhyme or reason. I didn't change any settings. It's just and then sometimes none of the cameras work. So I'll have to restart the program, and then it's fine. So I did that this morning. I opened it up, and none of the cameras were working. So I closed it down and opened Illustrator, and then opened OBS back up, and the camera that I'm speaking to now was working. I've got lights on both cameras, but they're not both working. And I got Illustrator going. Was completely ready to get the YouTube link sent over to my Patreon page, and I got the blue screen of death. Just the big frowny face, blue screen, no rhyme or reason to it. So it restarted and got everything back up, and knock on wood, it's running so far so good. It's just it boggles me that nothing changed, and it's always a crazy different problem with this setup here. All right, anyway, enough of that. Enough of my belly aching. We're gonna draw us some cartoonies. We're gonna draw some funny papers and forget about our worries for a little while. So in the first frame, we're gonna have Cat, Mr. Winston, and I've never really solidified how I draw him. He's always a little bit different. I think I'm just gonna start with a half circle, but not that half circle. All right, and then he's got a couple ears. And I like him a little fatter, even though he's skinny. And then I had, that looks like a wiener. I had he had the normal troll mouth, that the mouth that I do on both Troll and J-Pop. Sorry for drawing the wiener there on a Monday morning. It was unintentional. An unintentional dick pic. That mouth there. Kind of looks like a Russian bee. I have that, but then I had it there you go, with the cat mouth on it. That's a beauty, as always. I always say it. I'm doing the blue line layer. All right, and he's got a big triangle nose. This is a mess. All right. Give him some armpits. All right. And you know, he's got to have that W on his forehead. So Winstone. As a tabby, he's actually got that W on his forehead. So yeah, yeah, that's fine. All right. um, I'm just trying to think if I want to jump back and forth between the blob balloon. No, that's fine. All right. So then in the second frame, we're gonna have Troll. With a bunch of eyes. And then a huge grin. And let's see here. His arms up. There's not going to be any dialogue in this second frame. So I think we're okay. His little boots. Man, I'm drawing rough this morning. Right. And then I want, let's see, I want to make him smaller. I'm just going to select all that, shrink it down, and get him here in the middle. All right, and then he's dressed as a spider. All right. this little sack there. Give him the Black Widow belly markings. There, that's one too many fingers. Okay. All right. Okay, I guess we need to make it a little bit smaller again. Oops. All right. All right. So that those two basic drawings is the total of the art that's going to go into this thing today. Let's hop up here to the balloon layer and work on the dialogue before we hit the ink. See how much room we've got. That first one's going to be a little wordy, so we might have to play around with. Found a jelly bean. Yeah, sometimes you just find a random jelly bean. All right, let's get it together, Jay. Get it together, buddy. All right. So here's Winston's dialogue. Okay, so we want this in Kabbalar. Say it with me, Kabbalar. 18-point type, centered with no hyphenation, and caps locks. Let's do it to it. So he's saying, Troll, we've lived together a long time, and this is the worst idea you've ever had. How about, so I'm confident. All right. I gotta Google how to spell confident. It's D-E-N-T. I had it right. It looked wrong. Alright, Troll, we've lived together a long time, so I'm confident that this is the worst idea you've ever had. And then on the blue line, we can drag him down a little bit because we don't have to see his lower body. Although there's going to be a little bit of dialogue from Troll covering him up. Alright. I think we could move his mouth part up when I draw it. I'm not going to worry about moving the blue line. I'll just save that for the ink. Alright, and Troll is saying from off the screen, what are you talking about? Lots of people use costumes to spice up their lives, I guess. People, lives, let's keep it all plural. What are you talking about? Lots of people use costumes to spice up their love lives. And then he's dressed as a spider. Yeah, you know what? I make myself laugh, and that's all that matters, kids. All right, so then we're gonna have that night. We don't need the colon in there. Alright, but I do want to draw a box around it while I'm on this layer. This is backwards. Just center that. Nope, that's not what I wanted at all. What the deuce? Come on. Okay, cool. And then more implied text from off the... We all knew what her response would be. Alright. I wanted to put enough A's in there to like kind of balance out the... Alright, take this. And later that night, alright, the blue line, oops, the blue line's locked. It's always a good idea. I always lock the layers so I don't accidentally work on them, but yeah. Let's see. Oops, undo that. Now, there's nobody watching me, so it makes me think that there was some kind of link problem. With the Patreon link. Because usually, when I watched it earlier, there were, or when I, set up earlier, there were 3 people waiting to watch. One of them probably being me, and one was probably John or Ram or Brad. Georgette, possibly. But now there's nobody watching. One watching, and I think that's me because I log in to watch it on a different computer so that I can concentrate on this. All right. So let's see, blue line here. All right. But I guess I'm less required to narrate, which isn't bad on a Monday morning. Back to the blob brush. Whew. Okay. So now let's just get to drawing this thing. Get off the blue line onto the ink, unlock that, and you know what? We're going to save it because I haven't saved it at all yet. Hey, now we got 2 people watching. I will stop talking to myself, blathering like an idiot. Alright. So we're getting in here. Let's zoom in close. So we can do good work. We can do God's work here. Kind of looks like Batman. Actually, I think that's usually in gray, isn't it? Yeah. Poor Winston, I never draw him often enough. You kind of have it codified. Okay. Okay. Let's get these ears going on up here. He looks kind of chubby, but that's alright. I like him that way. Alright, and then come on, keep up with me. There we go. Save that again, since Illustrator's acting weird. Something's acting weird. It's like it must be Mercury retrograde. It is Mercury retrograde, but that doesn't have anything to do with anything. And then with these glasses to be outrageously huge. He's very pleased with himself. Alright, here's the moment of truth. Always. Ah! Alright, let's try it again. I'm taking solace in the fact that I don't have to draw his shirt today. There. If that's acceptable, we'll take it. I think he would still wear his hat to bed. just to like emphasize the tightness of this bodysuit. All right, come on, here we go. Oops. All right. All right. Let's see here. That foot got a little out of control here, so we'll use the handy dandy eraser function. All right, and then we got the little strings. I think I'm going to make the brush smaller. I'm putting those, come on, the illustrator's not keeping up with me. Putting those little loose threads on there helps make it not look like flies caught in a web. There you go. Alright, let's save that. And I will use this opportunity to have a refreshing drink of water. Stay hydrated on Monday morning, kids. Alright, so let's back out and see what kind of monstrosities we created. Joel, we lived together a long time, so I'm confident that this is the worst idea you've ever had. What are you talking about? Lots of people use costumes to spice up their love lives. Later that night. Ta-da! Ah, kill him with fire! Beautiful. Alright. Let's get rid of that blue line and hop over here to his costume is even more ridiculous. Alright, hop over here to the shading layer. Let's get our brush back up to 7 points with a variation of 7. And find a nice light gray. Do it to it. Make sure we're on the shading layer and it's unlocked. Alright, here we go. This poor cat. never looks the same way twice. And this part's going to be covered up by the dialogue balloon anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I've had Green Day's Longview stuck in my head all morning. I even made Alexa play it earlier. Sometimes I give myself the creeps. Alright, and the background's kind of bland, but we will fix that with our good friend Halftones. And what I'm going to do is color that whole thing in gray. And then I'll come back out and erase the little eyeballs. You know what? We don't have Troll's eyebrows in there. So we'll go back, after I'm done with this, I'll go back on the ink layer. Throw that in. Alright. And I think what is going to happen is that we're just going to make his whole suit gray. I guess I could use the darker gray that I've been using. What I'll do is I'll make his beard this usual light gray that we usually have. Alright. So last night we had a bunch of friends over. It's the first time our D&D group has gotten together in about 2 months. And it was J Puff's first crack at DMing for a big crowd. She's done it for my friend and I before. Just, the two of us twice, and just, drunken idiots. But this was for her first time for a group, and we've got 7 players, so no small undertaking, especially for a new DM. But she killed it, man. She's so imaginative, so funny. All right, let's save this real quick, and then hop up to the ink layer. Get our pen back to black, and there we go. Oh yeah, it's still huge. Hold on. That's fine for that, but let's knock it down to 3 points. I think I want his eyes to be black. It looks weird with them light colored like that. Got a little sloppy right there. Let's see if I can fix that. Yeah, that's bad. Alright, and then this got a little sloppy here, and a little sloppy here. Alright, let's fix the black in his mouth. And his eyebrows, that's what we were doing over here. Okay, now we hop back over to the shading layer. And use the eyedropper so I get the exact, come on, catch up with me here. There you go. So I get the exact same shade of gray. And we're just going to do some shading underneath his eyebrows. Oops. Alright. Now let us choose a darker gray. And I'm actually, I'm actually going to use the pen tool or the shape tool on this. What is going on? All right. It opened up a magnifier. That's the problem. It's operator error. The problem exists between the keyboard and the chair. I'm used to working on a Mac, and key commands are a little bit different. Alright, hold on. I just found a spot where I missed some fill. There you go. Phil McCracken. There we go. Alright, now let's pick that nice dark gray again. And we're going to use this the shape tool. Kind of like what we, well, exactly like what we do for the halftones. Illustrator's lagging. I mean, there's no other programs open on this computer except for Illustrator and OBS. And it's being a little weird. Now, the reason that this isn't filling in as I click is that right now I just have it set up for the dark gray to be the stroke color and not the fill color. So it's actually putting down gray, but you can't see it because it's underneath the black outline, the black ink layer. So when I'm done making this shape, I'll switch that around. I can kind of just flop it so that there's, the fill color becomes the stroke color and vice versa. And then it'll fill in a nice dark gray. And we're doing it this way just because when I use the paintbrush, I always miss those little specks, those little fly specks of white, Then I have to go back in and fix them or just, leave them and it looks like crap. So we're going to take the time just to make this little dark shape. But Janelle's J-Puff's DMing yesterday, she had a very novel solution for something, and I'd never seen it before in all my years. I mean, I've been playing D&D for 30 years at least, over 30 years. But she had people were trapped in a lake, like they'd gone swimming in this lake in this enchanted forest, and to get out, they had to solve not a search word, but like in highlights magazines, you'll have two pictures, and it'll be like, spot the differences between these two drawings. So she had the party members that had decided to go into the water, handed them each a handout of two drawings like that, and they couldn't get out of the water until they found all 12 differences or whatever. I thought that was it was pretty funny. I liked it. It shook up just the usual, roll the dice, okay, do-do-do. Although she let them all conspire, so like, I think there were 4 people in the water and 3 on the land. And so she let the 4 people in the water all, like, compare answers. And I wouldn't have done that. I would have just made each person do it and then, like, time it or something. And every real-life minute you're in there, you lose 5 hit points or something crazy like that, just so there's repercussions. Alright, so we swap it around. Nice. And then since this is on the same layer as that hourglass on his belly, that got filled in, but I'll just repaint it with the paintbrush. It's fast and dirty. Alright. Let's back out and see what we got here. Alright, I think on the balloon layer now, let's save this real quick. Have a drink of water. I'm going to take this guy and move this down to this corner, just so you still get the left to right, reading in English. You read left to right, top to bottom, of course, and so just letting the copy flow like that is important. Okay. So now, as long as I'm here, I'm going to draw the balloons in. Let's get back to my blob brush. And then this guy's coming off from the side here. And I'm making it go off to the right side so that it kind of just draws the reader, their eyeball, into the center of the frame instead of having it come like off from the left, which would be okay too. But this, I don't know, this just kind of, I wonder if it would work better the other way. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna do it because of the yeah, I'm gonna ignore everything I just said. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is have this balloon come in from the left side. That way I can have the other balloon, J Puff's balloon, come in from the left side too. Let's see here. Alright, what I want to do is these guys, move him up just a skosh. Gotta get those eyebrows in there. Let's try that again. Move him up just a skosh. This ta-da can come up just a skosh. And this guy can come up a little bit. I don't like this balloon, so we're gonna delete that. Alright, and I just need to figure out where these are coming from. Alright, so I want this one actually to come from the inside. But better. Okay. I'll take that. Alright, and then this one. Sorry if you can hear that vibration. I'm getting a call on the phone, and it's, I'm sure, just another telemarketer. Okay, now we adjust these guys. And I want to take this guy and rotate him a little bit. There we go. That one, I think I'm not going to have a balloon. I'm just going to have like a white circle around it over the halftone in the back. But this guy needs white. So let's zoom in. And I'm just making a white shape here. Do not like how those two lines touch right there. Let's see if I can do something about that here in a second. Object, we're going to send that one back, which is control that bracket. Boop. Oh, keep going. Keep hopping it back. There you go. All right. So these guys are all on the same layer, but there you go. All right. So this whole shebang. Just scooching it over just so that the line of Winston's shoulder doesn't kiss the edge of the balloon. All right. And then over here, this guy, let's see if I can just do him in an ellipse. And we're going to remove the black stroke on that, so it's just white. And then when we put the halftone behind it, just that white will show. This guy, I want to make sure he's filled with white. That's good. And then this one down on the bottom, we're drawing a shape. Got a little bit of that oogly googly fill in there, but I'm not worried about it. Except that I can't see where it is. There we go. Alright, and we'll see. I might have to adjust that later. And this one too, we just do Control and then left bracket, and keep hitting left bracket until it gets back behind what we need it to do. Alright, yeah, I can see that there's a problem here. As that was filling in, I couldn't see the the black. Oops. I couldn't see the black outline because it was filling in with white. So I just need to adjust some of these points here. Otherwise, you'll see where it overlaps the halftone layer. Like this white parts that's sticking out would show up white over the halftone layer. Or if it didn't cover it all, you'd see the halftone layer into the white of the balloon. This is just me compensating for being lazy earlier and not stopping when I saw that the fill was blocking what I could see, but we'll make it work. We're professionals here. Basically, I just want to get this pink line well within the black outline, and that way we don't have any trouble whatsoever. This guy's a little close right there, but I think that's the last one. Yeah, alright. So let's save that. And then all that remains is putting in that the halftone layer. So let's hop over there. I want to start here and have like a curved. Let's see. I want it to start low. Actually, I want to kind of maybe what if we curve it this way? Nah. Alright. I'm just going to fill up the whole thing. Although now we have to go in and fill white in the back of Winston's face. Since the halftone's going to show through. Alright. And then for old troll there, man, he's trying so hard. Alright. So then, now everybody's favorite part of the day is where we pick halftone swatches, everybody. Ow! Now that one's not bad there. Let's see how it plays over the rest. Alright. I can tell I want the circle of, I'm pointing at the screen like you guys are behind me. I want the circle of the ta-da not to touch the top of Troll's finger there. But also, I think that I want to get rid of this guy and just have that be a rectangle at the bottom. Yeah. And then this guy, move him up. There you go. It's just kind of like a, you know, a random flow. And then this guy, I want to scooch him up a little. There. Right. And the halftone on the front part here. Where is it? There it is. Okay, so now, unfortunately, we have to go in and do the cat, but he's a real simple shape, so that won't be so bad. But what we're not going to do, we're not going to have it fill white the whole time, because otherwise we won't be able to see the lines again like we did with that balloon. Alright. So I've got the stroke set as white, and then once we have this line completely drawn, I'll just flop the stroke for the fill. And we're in business. I see we got 3 people watching now, possibly including myself, but upwards of 2 other people. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. I think I was having some technical difficulties earlier, because there's nobody who was watching the stream for quite a long time. But I'm glad that we persevered and can be here together on a Monday morning. Alright, and we'll flop that guy over. Perfect. And then we got to do the same thing here with Troll's hand and face. Why did we go to that corner? Alright. Let's go over here. Beautiful. And now the troll head. I can see here zoomed in on this art that the black of the pen stroke is flat black, not rich black. So I think that I will fix that here in a second. Just thinking ahead to, you know, when we get these printed, rich black's just always a nicer. It's not as dull. Alright. There you go. Let's save that. I just remembered, zoomed in here too, that I was going to, on the shading layer, that I was going to knock these eyeballs out here to make them sparkle a little. So we'll do that. Okay, now we go to ink. And we select this guy. And then up here we go to select same fill color. And that gives us all that black. Yeah, see, it's still wanting to. Alright, let's. Bear with. It's still that. It says that it's rich black, but sure, it looks flat black to me. Yeah, alright. So I'm going to select same fill color and then do it as that one. There we go. Happy, happy, happy. Alright. Let's take a look here. Save that real quick. Troll, we've lived together a long time, so I'm confident this is the worst idea you've ever had. What are you talking about? Lots of people use costumes to spice up their love lives. Later that night, ta-da! Ah, kill it with fire! Could call back to the kill it with fire. I think on the balloon layer, this type just needs to be a little bit left and up. There you go. There you go. Okay, cool. I like it. Not bad for a Monday morning. And look at that. We're under the hour, kitten. We're under the hour, buddy. Usually we're going over. It's because it's only 2 panels today. Pretty minimal art. I like it. I don't think J-Puff will like it. But whatever. She loves me. She'll still love me anyway. So, yeah, that's the stream for this morning. Sorry if you guys had trouble connecting or anything like that. Well, I hope you had fun. I had fun. And we'll do it again on Wednesday morning, 10 a.m. Bye.